Just to review who we are, this is our statement of purpose. We're an active, caring, collaborative community that develops connections, provides support, and offers choices in how we live and thrive. Just to review, we are actually part of a national trend. We're not the only village in the world. We're a virtual village, meaning it's a membership organization. We are not a building. We're a 501c3, just like Rotary. We're a pretty mature organization now, 5 years old, responding to real needs, especially like shopping during shelter in place. And we're now at over 200 members and growing. Just to put it in context, the whole village movement nationally was about 20 years ago, started in Boston in the Beacon Hill area, if you know that town. There are about 300 villages nationwide, and the Bay Area has quite a number, about 30. So we're in a kind of a fast growth area for the village movement. There's also a village movement, California, which is working hard to establish more villages and also to provide more support, especially for the villages in California. We opened 5 years ago in April of 2015. And just to be sure you understand what we're doing, our purpose is to provide support and connections to help us remain in our own homes as we get older. So that's the virtual village. We're trying to create essentially a village for us to stay in our own homes and yet be part of a community.
Wow.
The startup way back before 2015, Ruth McCacken had the vision, and she got us organized about 2 years before that, and was able to get a grant from the Long Foundation. And it was Dick Burkhalter who had the connections to introduce us to the right people to get that grant. So Dick was a part of our early funding to get the village started. So in the 5 years since we opened, here's what we've been doing. We have discussion groups for men and for women. We sit around, we share experiences, and sometimes even wise things. So it's a good opportunity to get together and share what's working, what's not working, what our problems are. Typically, happy hour wine tasting. We support local restaurants back before COVID. We get together, these pictures show us eating together. We have chair yoga classes. Every year we have a gratitude gathering, usually around Thanksgiving time, to give awards and express appreciation to our members and to the whole community for supporting us. We've had 5 years of giving caring service. We do a lot of driving because you can imagine as people age, not all of us have driver's licenses anymore. So we provide rides, especially doctor's visits. And it's not just any ride. Our volunteer drivers take people to the doctor and then wait and then bring them back home again. So it's a full service kind of support. We have in-home handyman services. We have volunteers who can fix things. And we also do grocery shopping. This picture is Don Jenkins with his very special friend, Margaret. She passed away last year at age 100. And Don took her shopping personally for many weeks at Diablo Foods. She loved to go out with Don shopping. Now, what really happened to us was this last year of COVID and sheltering in place. Here's what happened. Back in March, we began delivering groceries and medications to over 350 older adults. We've done a total of 1,500 shopping services. Diablo Foods, Connie over there, one of our donors, called us early in the shelter in place and said, I need help. We have so many older adults who shop at Diablo Foods. Can you help us deliver food? And we said, well, sure, we can do that. And so almost overnight, We got over 250 new volunteers. And as you know, we had a lot of kids home from college. They were interested in volunteering. And we suddenly had about 100 new people. Were running at about 100 members. Suddenly we were 200. And then we went up as high as 300. And these were people who wanted shopping services. We expanded from Diablo Foods to Trader Joe's, Safeway, and others as well. We started a check-in program by phone. And one of the reasons that we have a village is to avoid social isolation. So if you have people who can't drive and are stuck in their lovely homes but can become isolated, a check-in program by phone became very important. And you can see 2,500 calls so far done by volunteers and board members. We provided free emergency go bags for members. There was a lot of concern about the fire season, of course, and also we provided discounted battery backup systems. So during earthquake or fire emergencies, the power goes down, what do? So we introduced discounted battery backups that are easy to operate and can keep your things frozen, your food frozen for a day or two. We also created, we immediately got into Zoom, like all organizations had to do something like that. But now we're up to 25 Zoom meetings per month on a regular basis. That was a significant change in our means of operation. And then one recent event just in January 16th, in cooperation with several other organizations, we helped organize a Pfizer vaccine drive-through at Stanley School in Lafayette. And we vaccinated over 500 residents in 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday, January 16 and 17. And that was an amazingly quickly organized operation. The reason that we didn't go forward is that the county said, that's wonderful, but 500 isn't enough. So you all can go and get your second shots elsewhere because we're setting up much larger operations. So many of us went to DVC and other places to get our second shots. Now, what we learned during this process is significant. First of all, staying at home with village support is the safest place you can be during the COVID pandemic. You know, our village has been very safe. We've had no incidents of COVID sickness, and we've had people being very careful because they were supported in their own homes. The check-in phone calls I spoke about were very much appreciated, and especially because a lot of these people are not getting out, not getting connected, and getting a regular phone call. So the little chats turn into, 1 hour conversations. It's been very important for us. This is a comment. Zoom meetings keep me involved. I do not feel alone. And one of the advantages of Zoom is that you can go to meetings without driving. And that's huge for people who can't drive anymore. And it's also good because it's really convenient and you don't have to dress up and go out. So Zoom meetings is a significant thing we learned how to operate. And as I said earlier, we have 25 per month. And I expect going forward as we emerge from COVID that we're going to continue to do Zoom meetings because they have really been a big benefit to people not having to drive. And then finally, something that people are beginning to realize more and more is that aging in your own home with the support of our village is the least expensive option. And as we're in this stage of our life, aging in place is something that is really the most financially efficient thing you can do. So if it's possible, and many people feel that I'd love to stay in my own home, but I just can't do it. So we have learned that the village is a great way to stay in your own home if you get the right kind of support. So what we know for sure is that our village is working very well after 5 years. And we also know that Dick Burkhalter has shared his vision and connections in so many real ways that part of his legacy will be a very successful Lamorinda Village. So The thing that I would like to suggest to you is if you'd like to know more about us and if you'd like to follow the activities, check us out. That's our website, lamorinda.village.org, and you can get weekly email news. You can join as a member. We would love to have more members. You can join as a donor or a volunteer, and we have discovered by direct experience in 5 years that both the giving and the receiving really builds community. The giver oftentimes, as many know in Rotary, receives more than we give away. So the giving and receiving is very important in the village life. So tell your friends, Lamorinda Village is a great option as we age. And so we thank you, Dick. You are a gift to our community. And now I'd be happy to take any questions or to have, we have about, 8 or 9 village members in the meeting today. Be happy to have them speak about their experiences or just